all new. AM1150WTMP.com.
All right, Tampa Bay, the elephants are here. Tampa Bay, welcome. This is Porch Talk Radio. This is Eddie Adams Jr., your host, and I got a band of elephants here with me today. And the first thing we're gonna kind of do is do something that we don't normally do. You know, I think Sean Shaw is a great individual, great person, and he's a politico. That being said, so am I. I'm a politico, and I could not say the things that I'm about to say. I get the show started, but I gotta give you that we got 246 years of slavery. We got 99 years of Jim Crow laws. We got 86 years of lynching. We got 14 years of fighting for civil rights, which totals up to, and all of it said and done, we've had 400 years of oppression. Brought to you directly by and only by the Democratic Party of the United States of America.
So that means they're doing the reparations in, right?
Let me finish. Okay, this is something that somehow we tend to forget, and it's you know it's basic history. It ain't black history. It ain't white history. It ain't Asian history. It is history of the Democratic Party. They make no excuses. They make no condolences. It is what they do, and you don't have to look up in any particular dictionary or book. You know, it is in all of them. It'll tell you about the slavery part of it and how Republicans fought for your freedom, and Jim Crow and all the black folks that got lynched, and black folks and white folks that got lynched, you know, and the whole civil rights movement and that whole fight. So again, you know, I'm going to give it to you. Trump is prejudiced, okay, if that's what you want to hear. We're not here to make, any excuses for Trump's action. The fact that he's president, the president have done stuff. All of the presidents of the United States have done stuff. Okay, so again, I'm not making any excuses for Trump. And again, most of you guys want to hear that anyway. So that being said, I sleep good every night because I know at the end of the day, all of the stuff that you guys have forgiven the Democratic Party for, I will not. I do not. And again, for you to sit here and act like Trump is something special, something different than what you've done with and dealt with your entire life, for me, that's something that I'm going to leave it at there.
Even if you believe that the president is racist, and I'm not going to try to convince you that he's not, because I'm just not going to try to do that because I ain't got time for it. It's still not against the law.
No, it's not.
And saying stuff that is hurtful is still not against the law. When Joy Behar, who's a moron, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she's a moron.
And those are her good days.
I think she's a moron, like in a psychological way, like really IQ level. Because she asked on The View, a national television program, if Trump could be brought up on hate speech charges. Like somehow hate speech is a crime. Hate speech is just a speech you don't like. And until we, in our community, get the same sort of backbone and constitution in our spirits as the people that we hold in high regard had, we are still going to be their children. And we're never going to be the parents to our children until we get the same sort of resolve as Rosa Parks. We get the same sort of resolve as Dr. King. We get the same sort of resolve as Malcolm X. We get the same sort of resolve as Eldridge Cleaver. We get the same sort of resolve as all the people who actually went through something. Not just a mean tweet.
Right.
Well, but again,
a mean tweet just puts some people on their knees.
Well, it's that low self-esteem thing that the kids have been taught for so long now, that if they had more self-esteem,
well, you know what?
They could get a trophy for showing up to a race if they lost.
That's their parents.
Just because they participated.
That's on their parents.
And they were breathing.
That's on their parents.
And they made it. And they got an award.
That's on their parents.
Now their self-esteem is higher.
That's on
but
their
the minute
parents.
you say something that they don't like, they cry, they shatter,
Well,
and
that's-
unfortunately, these people are now in control of Facebook, Google, Instagram, and if you say some upsetting words, they just block you and kick you off. Or YouTube,
Okay.
like Prager University, has been taken out. They've been demonetized, meaning they can't make all the money they're making, if any, because somebody was offended.
Well-
There was a day when words were just words, and action spoke louder than that. And today, it's the opposite, and it's the damnedest thing.
Well, let me say something here before we start the show.
Oh.
You guys
start?
and girls and the audience out there, you know we usually don't be this riled up at the beginning. It usually take us a couple of minutes to get riled up. But let me go ahead and say this: America, Tampa Bay,
Top 40.
we are the opposite, probably of what you've heard all day. And what you hear all day, every day here at TMP. So again,
Yes, that's true.
you know, part of what we do is give you the other side of the coin. You only get the head every now and then. We have to come and give you the tail. It's a two-sided coin. It's got two sides. And part of the whole process is, and what makes America great, is that we get to tell you some of the other side. You may not agree. You may spend half of this hour throwing stuff at the radio or
Fussing.
TV or your computer, however you're listening to us. But again, the good thing about America, we got the money to afford the show, so we're here to give you that other side. And part of this whole process is no side, either of the two sides, give you stuff that's gonna be contrary, contradictory, or actually hurt them. They're gonna frame it like MSNBC and NBC and CNN and Fox and all the other networks. They have a way of telling the same tale, but when they put their side to it, you can easily tell what the side is all
But
about.
then it loses the journalism aspect, which means they
Who
research.
gives
they
a crap nowadays
Journalism
about journalism?
is
Nobody.
dead.
Now
Nobody.
they're
dead.
just commentators giving you their
Nobody-
opinions.
nobody-
And it's been that way for
Yeah.
30 years.
Nobody
and
gives
they're
a
just
crap
driving
about
it, and it's become more
journalism.
obvious.
Welcome to
And
the
we're-
party.
And we're
Yeah.
down to just the
Yeah.
Facebook memes of asking, "Are you happy with the racist president?"
But-
the answer is no. We replaced him with Donald Trump.
But the fact of the matter is, Facebook is not journalism.
And never has
Never,
But if
never,
it's on
never
the
even
internet, it's
pretend.
gotta be true.
No.
Never tried to be either.
And
so
no,
again,
it is what it is. And quite frankly, I think that a lot of Republicans and conservatives are really trying to paint these things in ways that they were never
Yeah,
meant to
never,
be,
yeah.
and
You're
then
right.
run around being upset about it.
Right.
The idea is that because I've been in this game actually longer than you, and actually longer than you, in the social media game longer than you.
Well, you're pointing at
I'm
Gabriel
pointing-
now.
I'm pointing at-
as you pointed at
both,
me. So,
at both of them. I don't know about our guests. So I
He's
didn't-
probably half our age. What are you talking about?
so the idea is that Republicans and conservatives had numerous opportunities to build their own platforms
You're
along
right.
the way,
But it didn't
but
happen.
chose not to.
That's right. You're right.
we have a caller. So what we're gonna do, even before we open up the show, we're gonna take the caller
Oh, this
in
is a bad
because
That's a bad idea.
because we know anytime you start talking about race or certain parts of politics, that
Well, it's opinions.
that's low hanging fruit. So you're gonna get a lot of calls. So
Big time.
So
Abortion is bad.
So again,
Call in.
So again, caller, welcome to Porch Talk Radio. Tell us who you are and
What's your
go
complaint?
go ahead and make your comments before we get the show started. Hello.
Hey, hello. Hey, how you guys doing? My name is Jarvis. I'm calling from Western Chapel.
Okay,
Jarvis.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Jarvis.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
calling in.
Oh, you're welcome. Man, I appreciate it. Listen, I just want to say this real quick. That the four ladies that the president has been attacking,
The squad
yeah, the squad.
Yeah.
of anti-Americans. Go for it.
I wish Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, and Oprah would get on the rocket going up to the moon, and I just wish they would stay. Because, yeah, Willie, can I finish this?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You're being
I'm 60 years
factual.
old. I'm 60 years old. I'm black, and
Hey, that's
every time
already
something
screwed.
goes on, every time something goes on with black people, and it's got something to do with Trump or racism, the most silent people in our country is Barack Obama. Michelle just said something the other day, so I'm gonna give her a breathing room. And Oprah. When something goes on with the black communities around us, police brutality, anything, and I'm so tired tired of people talking about they don't want to mess up their brand, they don't want to mess up their money. They got black people and people on the radio come on and defend them for saying that and saying, well, they don't want to mess up their money. But when is enough enough? And I'm so glad Donald Trump is the president of the United States, because it goes to show you that you can get on that podium and you can talk about things that maybe a lot of people don't want to hear. Just like the opposite of Barack Obama. The only thing Barack Obama said about all those people getting gunned down by the police is I remember him saying Trayvon Martin could be my son. And that's the only thing I heard him say. And for the next, I think, 5.5 years after that, or maybe 6 years, they was just gunning us down, beating us up. Now they're attacking our women. I feel so sorry for black women, and I never knew what my grandmother went through. And I used to think that my grandmother was dumb because they didn't have an education. But I've come to find out later on in my life that I realized that my grandmother was actually surviving. She was doing what she needed to do just to survive and to just to make it in this world. And one more thing, being a black man in this country, we tiptoe through this country. And it's a fact that we got to be really cautious no matter where we're at, no matter what country we're in. We really got to tiptoe because this country is not really open to us. And I just want to say that I can go on and on, but I know the lady told me to keep my comments short. But
You're a good man, Jarvis. Thank you for speaking your
All
mind.
right, thank you very much. All right, now I got to say this, and then we can actually start the show.
What? This is a warm up. What are you talking about?
Tim,
I felt like we were outside by your truck just talking.
Yeah, it was. I actually saw an article when I was doing show prep today, where a couple sitting in their car was shot. Well, no, they didn't. All 132 bullets didn't shoot them, but they had 132 bullets go into a car with a black man and a black woman by police officers for a traffic offense. So I'm gonna say this, and again, I don't mean to offend anybody, but if it offend you, tough shit. So the fact of the matter that somebody got stopped for a traffic offense, and their car and their bodies was riddled with bullets, tells me that there is a process by which black folks in America are being shot and killed by police on a regular basis in every part of the country, not just the east, the west, the south, or the north. It is everywhere. So again, these people can shoot you without worrying about being convicted, going to court, showing up, not even missing a paycheck. So again, I say that, and we got a caller. Let me take one more caller, then we're gonna actually start the show. Caller, say what you want. We know race talk is low-hanging fruit. So again, we're gonna have to do a show, even though we got low-hanging fruit out there. So welcome to Porch Talk Radio this Saturday morning. What say you? This Saturday afternoon. Hello.
Yes, I just want to let y'all know we're going to have to pray for that brother just called a few minutes ago because he was lost in the dark.
How dare he have an opposing opinion like yours, sir?
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Okay, I guess he's gone. Okay,
That's good.
All right, good.
Thank you.
All right, welcome to Porch Talk Radio this Saturday afternoon.
Just a warm up.
This Saturday afternoon. This is your host, Eddie Adams Jr., and I got the full gang of elephants here. Gabriel's here, Willie's here.
Hello.
And we have a guest.
Benedict?
We have a guest with us this afternoon, and we're going to talk about some stuff that we've been talking about over the last several weeks.
Making Tampa better?
Yeah, we're going to make Tampa better. So we want to just go ahead and get the show started. So we're going to give out the call-in numbers. If you want to be a part of the show, call in and talk during the show on the air. The call-in number is 813-251-9867. 813-251-9867. And that number is important because again, we're gonna have a lot of stuff talking, and it's gonna be some people who don't normally call in who may want to call in. So you may want to write that number down. My cell phone number, Eddie Adams Jr. cell phone number. If you want to call and talk to me after the show or during the week about stuff we're gonna talk about, and we are gonna talk about Hillsborough County and Tampa and how we make a difference, how we do some things differently. My cell phone number, text me, call me, whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want.
813-230-3312.
Press send.
813-230-3312.
Thank you.
If you want to email me, Eddie, EDDIE, at PorchTalkRadio.com. Eddie at PorchTalkRadio.com. So if you want to email me, call me, talk to me, whatever you want to do, because our guest today, who's sitting here in the studio with us, is Sam Harris. And some of you guys may have heard Sam when he called a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about how do we make Tampa better. How do we create an atmosphere where black folks actually spend money with black businesses, thereby creating the potential for a black Wall Street by making new black millionaires and potentially billionaires just with the money we spend among each other. So he's here. We're going to talk about that here in a couple of minutes. We got to get our sponsors in, and sponsors who make it so we can do what it is we do each and every week here with you is Hillsborough County Republican Executive Committee. They've been with us since the very beginning, giving us the opportunity. Print Fast, John Desbrow. All your printing needs. He's got a car lot. If you need a car, he's also will give you a car. And I was over there the other day.
We'll sell you a car.
He'll
Sell you.
He'll sell you a car.
I got you, John. Don't worry about it. I got you, bro.
Go over there and tell him I said he will give you a car.
Eddie's got credit.
You know, that'll get him in the
Good
dough.
cosign.
That'll get him in the dough. So his number is 813-621-9444. 813-621-9444. John Desbrow. Tell him Eddie sent you. Again, tell him I say he'll give you a car. So go. Let's see if that works.
I'm guessing.
And last but not least, we got JA Pressure Washing, residential and commercial. Any kind of pressure washing needs you need, JA Pressure Washing will take care of you. 813-850-6849. 850-6849. All right. Okay, for those who've been following the show, you may want to go back. Okay, we got another call. So I guess before we get into starting the show, I know anytime you start talking about race, you always set up. I say that's low-hanging fruit, and I ain't just said it today. I said that months and months and months ago because the nature of race, I don't care if you got a sports show, you start talking about race, folks who don't normally call in will call. So welcome to Porch Talk Radio this Saturday afternoon. What say you, caller? Say who you are and where you calling from.
My name is Gino, and I'm calling from Tampa. Also, I guess a brother alumni, one of your guests, one of your speakers there from Florida State. I've called him before. We spoke before. But, yes, that's
Calm
right.
down,
But let me say this. Let me say this. Oprah and Barack are not the only blacks in this country that can speak up. We can't put everything on them. Now, do I wish he was a little bit more assertive? Sure. When it comes to black issues, yes, I do. And not all the presidents and all administration was Democrats. Were Republicans. So, through all those years when they were Republican presidents and Republican control, they could have changed the situation here too. What it is, I'm gonna tell you what it is. Our people are wishful thinkers. We think that once we get our education or once we get money, a lot of money, that it's gonna be equal with the Europeans. It's not. The only way I think we're going to be equal with them is we do get a resolve like Malcolm X. If you get resolved like Malcolm X, they'll look at things a little bit different. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay. Let me say this about Malcolm X. Malcolm X would probably never, ever, even if he would have survived, been a politician. He would not want to subject himself to having white people select him to be a representative, to represent them in Congress or in the House or the state, even at your local city hall or county commission. So again, at the end of the day, there's a certain type of person who becomes a politician. And there's a rule to that game. So you got to figure out what the rules are, learn the rules, and then be better at it than the next guy. That's how these people get elected, stay elected. When all of us know, and I hear after every election, the best candidate didn't win. Well, if you are saying the best candidate didn't win, if that happens after every election, then it's something about the process. And again, here in America, we've learned to live with not always electing the best people. And Trump may not be the best candidate for everybody, but he was enough for him to currently be the president. And that whole thing about being the president, people say, well, can we change his power? Can we reduce his power? But see, when you do stuff like that, remember that whole nuclear option when they said, well, we need 51 to make a rule in the Senate. Well, they did that, and now it's kicking them in the butt, because when you had a Democratic Senate and you thought, we're going to have a Democratic Senate forever, well, now that rule of 51 kicking you in the butt real good right now. So I'm just telling you, politics lasts a long time, and when you make changes, especially drastic changes, you got to live with them long after you thought they were going to benefit you. That's short-sightedness. So again, thank you for calling, caller. Our guest today, Mr. Sam Harris, called in a couple of weeks ago. He don't want me to call him a realtor. He want me to call him a broker, and there is a difference between the two. Realtors report to the broker, and realtors give part of their commissions to the broker. So at the end of the day, it's more about the money process than it is about anything else. And before I get on to why and what we're going to do to make Tampa Bay better, I'm going to let Sam introduce himself, tell you a little bit about his company, and pretty much why he's here and the conversation me and him had, about a week ago. Sam, welcome to Porch Talk Radio.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. It's a pleasure being here with you at Porch Talk Radio. You can call me anything but average and ordinary.
All right, there you go.
So my name is Sam Harris. I'm with Sam Gen Residential Commercial Realty. I am a broker, also a fund advisor, and I'm also a mortgage broker as well. We were working on many projects here in Tampa. I called in. Opportunity zones is something that is dear to us as an organization, and we believe it's a great opportunity for not only black business owners, but all people that are looking for opportunity to advance themselves. And say what you want about the current president, this legislation that has been put into law is a game changer. Opportunity zones will give individuals all across this country the ability to become a venture capital. We can do the same thing that Wall Street has been doing for many years to Main Street by providing capital infusion to allow you to rebuild communities that have been distressed all over America, rural and urban.
All right, and part of this conversation extended from a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about how do we create a black Wall Street here in Tampa Bay. We have more than, they did it in Tulsa, Oklahoma with 600 black businesses, and they created, black millionaires, and they had a whole thing so that they pissed off enough people to where people came in and literally bombed them from an airplane. They dropped bombs on a whole community. Indiscriminately, civilians. So they weren't like military. They went in and literally burnt down what used to be the Black Wall Street, and the opportunity is there. They showed us how we can do it, and if we decided here in Tampa Bay that we want to create millionaires who look like us, they do it in Jewish community. If you go to San Francisco, or you go to the East Coast or West Coast, or many cities, they have Oriental communities, Chinese or Japanese community, and those people spend most of their money within their own community. Therefore, their communities have flourished. We can take lessons from any culture that tends to look inward, especially when it comes to spending dollars, which the black community don't. Our dollars kind of hang around about 45 seconds, long enough for us to get a check, take it home, show the wife, show the family, and then take it to the bank, and then it's gone. So if we can figure out how to make a dollar hang around in our community long enough, we can create some wealth.
We can absolutely do that.
And that's the process. So Sam called in, and we kind of had a conversation the other day. Me and him met at a Starbucks, and talked about how do we change this culture, how we make some stuff. And if you guys remember, we were talking about doing a black index. Not some kind of superficial something, but try to find a way to list and make all the black businesses available to black folks who are looking to spend money with black folks. Because you don't know it, and it always coming to the hood, because some places in the hood are not black businesses. Some of these corner stores are not owned and operated by black folks. They operated by everybody but us. Now they used to be operated by us, but now they are not. So this is something I hadn't told Sam, but now I'm telling everybody at the same time, is part of this whole process by which we're trying to create this black index, make it available for free online, index where if you want to spend your dollars with a black business, you can go to this index and find a plumber, a builder, or a contractor, or architect, a lawyer, engineer, whoever you want, a product, service,
Real estate broker,
realtor, a retail of any shape, type, plumber, pressure washer. If you want to find somebody, because you need somebody, you want to spend your money with black folks, because part of this whole process is you got to intentionally spend your money with black people. You can't do it by accident if you want to make a change in this community. You want to make a difference in this community, you got to say, and then I just pulled them out there, I said $1,000. So if you intentionally, being a black person within this community, decide that you want to take $1,000 that you were not spending with black folks before, and this year, over the next calendar year, you're going to spend that $1,000 with a black business or with several black businesses, however you want to spread it out. That money enriches not only that particular businessman, but it enriches the whole community.
Right, absolutely. So what I'd like to do, Mr. Adams, is give some background on the Opportunity Zone legislation. So Opportunity Zone legislation was signed in 2017 by President Trump. But what most people don't know, this bill was designed by 3 black Americans. Herman Cain, which was running for president in 2011. In October 2011, he was in the city of Detroit, and he was promoting his 999 plan.
Right.
A lot of people thought he was crazy.
It did sound that way at that time.
Initially, it did sound kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But when you look into the details, the man was brilliant. So his framework was opportunity zones. So the other 2 gentlemen, after working together, they took his framework and created what is now called the Opportunity Zone legislation, which is Tim Scott, which is a senator from South Carolina, and Cory Booker, which is from New Jersey. So they merged their data together. They created this legislation. At the last minute, they put it into the bill. President Trump signed it. Now, it is a game changer. If you own any land, if you're thinking about being a developer or an investor, you need to know how this law works. Simply put, as simple as I can state it, if you invest into an opportunity zone, the way that it's written, if you have capital gains from selling stocks, real estate, or a business, you can roll that money into a opportunity zone fund and reduce your taxes by 15% if you keep it in for 7 years. If you keep it in for an additional 3 years into the opportunity zone fund, on all the growth of that new capital on the money you invested, it will be 0 taxes. So let me explain to you a simple example. If you had $100,000 of capital gains from stocks or business or real estate that you sold, you would only pay $85,000 on that $100,000. That's a $15,000 savings. If that $100,000 that you invested into the Opportunity Zone Fund grows to be worth, let's say, $500,000, on the growth of that $400,000, you pay 0 taxes on that. That is a game changer. That's why it is the #1 investment opportunity of 2019. People are investing by groves into Opportunity Zone funds. So we have created an Opportunity Zone fund called the Copenhagen Fund. You can find us at the CopenhagenFundOZ.com. And also, if you want more information about Opportunity Zone funds, you can go to our real estate brokerage website, which is SamGen Residential Commercial Realty. So that's SamGenRealty.com. And my direct number is 813-515-3377. This is a game changer. So if you want to know more about Opportunity Zones, please get in contact with us. And how can we change Tampa? When I was talking with Mr. Adams, the way that we can do that is by aggregating together. If you own land in West Tampa, East Tampa, or University, South Florida area, we can aggregate together to build new developments. Currently, there is a development over by USF. USF is an entire opportunity zone. Chris Bowman with the Uptown District, they're redeveloping the entire University Mall. There will be towers, new business, new development. And what we're talking about to constituents as well as land and developers throughout Tampa and throughout Florida is we want to create an environment to where we live, work, play, educate. So we want to connect everything together, because if you look at Tampa, how it's currently constructed, the transportation issue doesn't allow you to connect the communities. Also, we're not utilizing our educational institutions to be able to get higher growth through secondary education when we can get autonomous cars, get people in high growth engineering jobs, develop robotics. So Opportunity Zone funds is going to allow us to invest in these communities. It doesn't matter what area, we're going to be able to put capital there to revitalize, bring new jobs, and what we're going to do is live, work, play, educate.
All right. Now, something else that I kind of thought about since myself and Mr. Harris had this conversation is once we get the index going, and we got a couple of college interns that's going to be working with a couple of different firms. So, but at the end of the day, this is what we're going to do. If we get the when we get the index done and folks start going to the index and they find these black businesses, they start spending their money with the black businesses. There's another way that we can do this also is within the next couple of weeks, and this is what I need you guys to do. Call me, email me, text me, the name of your business. It's going to be part of the process so we can start, because not everybody's, info is out there. There's a lot of it. They got the black pages, they got the Florida Sentinel. They got a lot of publications out there that does marketing, but it's like a magazine or some kind of weekly or monthly publication, and people pay to be in those. We want to try to have a way so no matter how big or how small your black business is, people can find you. So we're going to do it two phases. We're going to have the index, and we're also going to have some proud black business, some yard signs that you can put in front of your business. So folks who riding by, whether they're looking for a black business or not, they'll know where you're at. So if you're in Carrollwood somewhere and your business is black owned, it's probably not going to affect, white folks probably going to not come because your signs say black business, because all they got to do is walk inside and see that it's a black business. So that won't probably deter, but for black folks who are looking for black businesses to spend their money with, that will help ease the process. Mm-hmm. And can you think about it, within, a couple of months to a year, you can probably have, a couple of hundred, 200 or 300 black businesses with signs out front that say black business or black owned or something to that effect. And these black businesses now, you got two ways. You got the index, you're in the index, and we'll know who you are. And you got a sign out front that say black business owned by black, or however we make the sign. That process is another way to identify you. And if you're a proud black business owner, you will see the difference financially. And that's what it's all about. It's about economics. It's about how not only do we make the index, and how do we immediately bring profit or more money inside the door, because there's going to be some black folks out there, and I'm talking to you guys because this is something you control. You can't put this on nobody else. This is how we change the look and the face of this community. We support our own. And nobody's going to give you harm or give you crap about that, because everybody else support their own. We the only ones who don't. Willie.
You mentioned something, Mr. Harris, and if I connected with a caller who said from Florida State, go knows, about black people are always sort of hopeful, and that if you get the right job and you can work and you amass the money. But what you're talking about in the Copenhagen Fund is something that we never talk about in our community. Is investment.
Right.
Isn't that really the missing part of growing generational wealth?
Oh, absolutely. Real estate is the absolutely biggest way for you to become wealthy. and build generational wealth. But we're not talking about investing. We're not teaching people this at a younger age, but more importantly, we're not getting the capital to those entrepreneurs that Mr. Adams was just talking about. One thing, we can create a black business index, but if they don't have any money to promote their business, if they can't get a loan from the bank, if they don't have family and friends that have money that they can tap into, they're not going to be able to capitalize their business to grow. So one thing with the Opportunity Zone funds is that there's also Opportunity Zone business. So as a part of the mandate, it requires us to invest into small business to increase job growth, entrepreneurship, and innovation. So we're looking for high growth entrepreneurs that have a business plan, and we're looking to invest in those businesses.
Now, when you say invest to black people, they always go, I ain't got no money to invest. I barely have enough money to do blah, blah, blah. But are you just talking about people who have large sums of money through capital gains, like you sold grandma's house when she died and you got a whole bunch of money? Or people who are just getting into investing because we have to, like you said, we have to start teaching people to do this as a part of what we normally do. So what kind of investors are we looking for?
So the type of investors that we're looking at is that we're dealing with a lot of what's called family office, big money. But as a small investor, there's ways that you can get involved as well. Because you don't have to get involved into a fund that's looking for $10, $25, or $100,000 investment. You can get into a fund that's looking only for $1,000 investment. So there's a way for you to get involved into an Opportunity Zone fund with as little as $1,000, depending on the fund that you contact.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
There you go. Now tell me this.
Because that is so important. That is so important because a lot of people, when you talk to people in our community and you say investment, they immediately think, and I think part of the problem is the word we use. We think Wall Street. And when you think Wall Street, you think millions of dollars.
Yeah.
You
Right.
don't think, you know what, I could put aside $1,000 this year to invest forever.
Right.
So then again, and for that $1,000 that we keep throwing around back and forth, we're not talking about, oh, I've got to fix the car, I need my $1,000 back. You're saying you need to have already a little savings aside, and then have the $1,000 you can put into an investment of a sort, and say, you know what, go to work on that. Let's see what we can do there, because the catch-22 is what? Suddenly they put $1,000 in, they scraped it together, and the car breaks down.
Right. So no, this is not the car breakdown or the washing machine money, okay?
There we go.
What you want to be able to do is you want to have this money come from capital gains, because the way the law is written, the money has to come from capital gains. So you have to have sold stock, piece of real estate, some form of business, and that capital gains that you derive from that investment, you can roll it into an Opportunity Zone fund.
Or they could just have $1,000 to clear of any urgent need that they can put over there.
Well, they would not get the tax
benefit.
There we
tax
go.
benefit.
There we go. That's
If
what I'm
they just
trying to
took $1,000 from their account and put it in there, they would not get the tax benefit. So the reason why this was driven, because there's $6 trillion of capital gains on the sidelines across America that needs to be invested. And this is not a government program.
Okay.
This is all private. So we don't need the government to come and tell us how we should do it and what we should do with it.
Doesn't
This
matter
is-
which president's in office.
It doesn't matter what president, what mayor, what senator,
Yeah.
whatever.
And again, guys, now we're talking about two different levels of changing the
Yep.
community in which we all live in. One level is you need to go do lunch. Okay, well, you know, they got the soul food restaurants and places of that nature. They got the
And they're good.
jerk huts and the mamas.
Oh,
And,
Jerk Hut is really good.
You know, and places like that that you can go buy lunch. You know, the $1,000 is one whole thing, and this is something I've been saying ever since I had a radio show. That's been 10 years. You know, every working individual needs to save at least $1,000 a year. And if you start now while you're reasonably young, when you get to be an old codger like myself and some of these other gray-haired folks here in the room,
That'll be me, thank you.
know, you have a couple of $1,000.
I'm not confessing, I take the
You
fifth.
know, that's your money that will help you through bad times. And again, the whole thing you got to do is put it in an equity fund or put it somewhere where you can't go down there, you know, on a Saturday or Sunday, you know, because your car broke down, because of something happened, you had a hole in the roof or something,
Yeah.
and go get the money and spend it. This is not bad time money. This is money
Bad time money,
that
I
you're
heard that.
putting up so that when you get to be 65, 70 years old, and you ain't got nobody to help take care of you, you can take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
And that's that basic $1,000 a year that you're doing, and that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about investing, and the folks who have enough money to invest, this is the opportunity for you to invest in something that's where the money's going to go back to your community. There are black communities all over America that's being targeted. So Tampa, West Tampa's not the only place where folks with money from Chicago and Washington and New York City and
Absolutely.
Wall Street picking off the juicy parts of it. Because I'm gonna tell you, I had some people call in, I had some people that actually got mad at me because I was talking about West Tampa. West Tampa is there. Don't listen to a damn word I say. Go to West Tampa and see what's happening.
Right.
See, I ain't gotta make that up. It is.
Mhm.
There may be 18 acres left in West Tampa that's not developed, but it won't be there for long, and it's not at a prime price at this time.
That's correct.
20 years ago, it was prime price. 10 years ago, it may have been a little bit more prime, but right now, there's no prime property left in West Tampa that you can run down there with your couple of $50,000, $60,000 and think you can buy. It don't exist anymore. And again, if it's there, it's not going to be clear for you to roll in there and buy it, because I'm going to tell you, there's people bidding on every spot of land that's available in West Tampa because it's been targeted.
Absolutely.
It's been targeted nationally. So you got people, matter of fact, I heard it's been targeted internationally. So you got people all over the world.
It's been international. Like, one of the things that we want to get out to the people that are landowners in West Tampa or East Tampa, if we aggregate together and we have a fund that comes and work with the current landowners that are left, say, on Main Street, we can come and put together a proposal to build some vertical buildings that go 10, 12 stories in the air, and that you can participate in that ownership. So it's one thing to own a piece of land and you sell it for $100,000 today, but if you're a part of the development, that development can be worth $1 billion 10 years from now. So would you rather have $100,000 or have a piece of $1 billion? So that's the question.
And if you still fight for that $1,000 washing machine money, we ain't talking to you.
I'm talking to y'all because y'all have to understand this. That the thing we miss out on is the concept you just mentioned, and it's called
10 years.
It's called equity. It's called having equity in the project. You know what? And a lot of times we've been told, and it happens all the time. It happens in an urban area, it happens in a rural area.
Right.
Grandma dies, they sell the property, they put the money,
Absolutely.
and that's one thing, as opposed to being able to invest and get part of the equity out of whatever projects are built there.
That's correct. That's
And I
correct.
think that again, I get back to that phrase, generational wealth. This is what we're missing.
Absolutely. So one way to build that generational wealth is through having equity within a project.
Yes.
So there are a lot of projects that we can develop, not just in Tampa, but because of the way the law is written, opportunity zones are nationwide. There's an opportunity zone in every state, in every county in America, whether it's rural or urban. So there's plenty of opportunities out there. The key is being with the right opportunity fund. So our fund, Copenhagen
I see you,
Fund,
caller.
we have the right people in place, the right management, the right leadership, and we have access to capital that we can invest not only in projects but also in small business.
All right, we got a caller. Welcome
what's
to
up.
Porch Talk Radio. We've had a vibrant conversation this afternoon. We
Oh,
started out
fire
hot,
bombs.
and got hotter. So welcome to Porch Talk Radio. What say you? Who are you, and where are you from?
Well,
Hello?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Hello, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, but I was just wanting to bring to y'all gentlemen, especially Florida State's person there in the studio.
Oh no. Yes.
Just want to let you know that out of everybody in Tampa, Florida, African Americans, it's on two hotels downtown Tampa, Florida, is black owned. Two
Yes.
major big hotels downtown, black owned.
Bob
And
Johnson.
everybody in the city should be able to get together and work together, like y'all was saying earlier, and buy and start major businesses like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, think about this. Okay, East Tampa and West Tampa each got $3 million from the city and CRA money. Okay, and then they say, well, you can't do this, you can't do that. What is up to organizations and people like that is decide, okay, how do we build a 10-story, 20-story complex in which the community either own it or come together to buy it. And that's how you take your land, off the market. Because if the land has been developed, you got a 10-story building on it.
Mhm.
Guess what? it ain't on the market no more. Ain't nobody gonna come and try to buy that 10-story building. You know, so that you got, and now you own that, and that's part of the community. That's how you make that happen. Thank you, caller. Okay, next caller. Hello?
Yes. This is Gino calling back again.
Yes.
Guy with the Florida State.
Okay.
I have a question about the fund and what you're speaking about. If I have, let's say I have an investment in the Magellan, and I have, which is out of my 401k or some other type of investment, and can I roll $1,000 out of that into the fund in what you're speaking about? Would that work?
Okay, so if you have a Magellan fund or any type of investment, 401k, so what you would have to do is the capital gains is what you would roll into an opportunity zone fund.
Okay, that's the question I had.
Okay.
All right. Well,
All right, thank you.
All right.
See how far some of those are?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Okay, we're gonna take this opportunity to do on this day in history.
We're doing so well.
So we can get it done.
There we go. We almost had this.
On this day in history, July the 20th, 1861, the Congress of the Confederate States began to hold sessions in Richmond, Virginia. So I guess that would be the official starting date for the Confederacy. We just throwing that out there. We don't discriminate when we give history because history is what history is. On this day, July 20th, in 1881, Sioux Indian leader Sitting Bull, a fugitive since the Battle of the Little Bighorn, that when he kicked Custer's butt,
That was before my time.
surrendered
Just
to
clarify.
federal troops. That was in Montana.
And nobody's there now.
On this date, July 20th, 1917, the draft lottery in World War I went into operation. So that's when they start drafting folks to go to service, selective service. And on this date, July 20th, 1969, and I don't know if you've been under a rock or somewhere, under the bottom of the ocean, some kind of crustacean or something, but the Apollo 11 astronaut, Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrich Jr. became the first men, Buzz, to walk on the moon. So again, everybody's been talking about it. If you got a TV, radio, or computer, you could not have missed what's going on with the
But the question is, did it really happen, or was it just something they did at Area 51?
It
where
happened.
They filmed it.
Stop
They
that.
got a studio there.
Stop
at Area
that
51,
stupidity.
They just filmed it.
Squash that stupidness.
Well, again,
The Earth is flat,
the fact that it's part of history, we're not gonna correct it at this time, and I don't think
It happened.
4 or 5 Republicans in a room can correct the Apollo 11 whole mystique that go along with what happened. And if I put that out there, I am sorry to say, but Sam is a Republican. And I intend to.
You want to be outed like that, man?
Yep.
God bless you.
Here's what I tell people. Listen, I've been a Republican all my life. Martin Luther King was a Republican.
Yes, he was.
More than 90% of African Americans were Republicans before they got tricked into the barbecue. So that's just what happened.
There you go.
Oh.
He said the barbecue,
That's a fire going on.
some of us know it as the picnic.
Profiling. Big
The
profiling.
picnic,
That's
which
all
is
good.
the worst scenario. We went to the picnic, so and
my
found
God.
Grown up. We didn't
found
drink
out
the
that
Kool-Aid.
the hanging fruit was not, traditional hanging fruit. So they had kids and everything there. So again, thank you, my brother, for being part of the process. So again, so anybody who was listening and you had hopes and dreams,
How
and
can they
everything,
communicate with this individual?
Harris is yes, he's going to give us information. He's going to give his website, and he's want to get more politically active in the community. And again, the fact that he's a Republican is not the only reason I invited him on the show. I invited him on the show because he's got good things to say, and he's a
Fill up the community.
part of the
Yeah.
community, and he want to help invest and make West Tampa and East Tampa better communities to live in.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Mr. Adams, for having me on Porch Talk Radio. We are here to help Tampa. It doesn't matter what political persuasion you're from. We just want to help make our community great. for East Tampa and West Tampa and all over Florida. You can reach us at samgenrealty.com. That is our website. My direct number is 813-515-3377. And again, my name is Sam Harris. And what I would tell people is, don't be a humming-gator. Mr. Adams, do you know what a humming-gator is?
No, sir. Tell me, please.
Come on.
A humming-gator is the mouth of an alligator and the butt of a hummingbird. So stop being humming-gator, okay? Get out there and go to work.
I just have a
Do
visual on
something.
that. It's
How
not
do you
pretty.
how do you even put that together?
That's not a good visual.
Mouth of a gator, the butt of a. Oh my God.
yeah. That's
All right.
There you go.
That's good. Now now we got jokes too.
Yeah.
We're Republicans and we got jokes. Boy, we got the full package here today.
Damn, full meal deal.
Yeah. So again, Tampa Bay, this is part of what we're trying to do. I know a lot of what you hear on Saturdays is entertainment. And I told you, many years ago that we're not just here to entertain you. We're trying to inspire you to get off your butt and do some stuff that allows you to not have to keep begging white folks for stuff. And we're not politically correct, so I don't shirk and I don't think about not saying white and black and stuff that matters, because we're trying to communicate. And what's important is that the community communicates and spends money and looks after each other. A lot of the problems we have is because we don't do that. We don't spend money with each other. We don't like each other. And I know that. And I tell you that all the time, because at the end of the day, when somebody tell me, oh, well, they did so-and-so to me, 10 years ago, and I ain't been back since. Well, they got white folks to do stuff to you, and you treat them differently. What we need to try doing is treating each other like we want to be treated. So if somebody do something to you and you don't like it, don't stop going to their business with, that's an official boycott. You don't spend no more money with that person, because the owner, may not even know that you was offended or something happened to you. Go to the owner. I may be starting to open up a Pandora's box here.
They got to take the time to tell people something's wrong.
Somebody
might be a
don't
bad
serve
employee.
you well. Somebody don't serve you. When you go into the banks and when you go into some of these fast food restaurants, some of the other places, they say please and thank you. They didn't do that before. You know why they do that? Because the couple that did do it start getting better business. They start making more money.
Right.
It's about dollars and cents. And so until they start doing it, everybody, may raise hell about Chick-fil-A. But they say please, they say thank you, they say yes ma'am, no ma'am. You say, well, wow, I'm somewhere and these people actually care about me coming. And the banks you walk in nowadays, they say, welcome to our bank. Good to have you here. And I'm not gonna call any name for any bank, because I don't want to give none of them no free advertising. So
They
but
got money.
at the end of the day, it's about the process and how we treat each other.
Absolutely. And what I like to say is that if you're serious about helping us redevelop Tampa, make sure that you give us a call. Our opportunity fund is Copenhagen Fund OZ. That's CopenhagenFundOZ.com. And you can give me a call at 813-515-3377. And I like to say the best way to overcome racism is go vertical. And what I mean by going vertical, if you own the land, you can go vertical and get your reparations in the air, because it's going to produce cash flow. If you understand what cash flow is, it don't matter what they say. Sticks and stone may break my bones, but the words you say will never hurt me.
That's right. And again,
That's not a politically correct
how
term,
do we make
I will still get my
other folks rich? And again, if you got a business, good. Call us, text us, email us, because again, we're gonna get you in this index. And the only way you can do that is by you helping us and your neighbors helping us and your cousins and Mama dear and Papa dear and Nana and Binko and Bebe and all the folks, because again, y'all know where the black businesses are. And again, if you got a corner store black business, it's the same as having a big old Walmart. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about us telling us, okay, I got a good deal here. Go here, spend your money here. And it don't take everybody to do it. It just take a few of us to change our spending habits and actually look for, I'm telling you, it takes an effort. Look for black people to spend your money. So we're going to have it so that you'll see these signs everywhere, because black businesses are going to be proud to be black business. They're going to put these signs up, black business or black owned. How will we do it? In a couple of weeks. and we're gonna start another movement. We're gonna start another movement because these guys are gonna be proud to be in business. They're gonna make more money, and you're gonna support them, and we're gonna change the economics of all of Hillsborough
So if
County.
you want to change your community, it's going to take you being involved and doing something like what our investment person said. How did they find you again?
They can find me at Sam Harris. My number is 813-515-3377. And our Opportunity Zone Fund is the Copenhagen Fund, OZ.com.
So folks, if you keep doing the same dumb stuff you've been doing all your life, guess what? Here we are. So if you need to make a change for the better in your community and in your life, personally, that's what we're bringing to you here. We're bringing the truth to your front door. You pray about it, always. But I tell you what, in the end, if you do something different, you'll get different results.
All right. Well, again, it's that time again. It's almost time for us to get out of here. Yeah, it's almost time for us to get out of here. And we've enjoyed.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
We've enjoyed bringing you this show today.
Oh, yeah.
Because we came in kind of fired up. And like I said, I started from the beginning saying we're not trying to cover, make apologies for Trump.
We don't have to.
You know, or anything, you know, that he may do. But at the end of the process, you know, we can't let something just hang out there, because again, you know, the black community have forgiven the Democratic Party for atrocities.
Time and time
atrocities.
and time.
You know, now if you
Yeah.
call somebody calling you out your name, or somebody saying something, or telling somebody to go home or something, those are not atrocities. Where you actually murder people, castrate people, where you actually burn down whole families, where you lynch folks in front of a picnic. Again, you know, and that's stuff that I'm not exaggerating. That's real stuff that was done by the Democratic Party, and somehow you found it in your heart and your soul. And I know we some religious people to forgive them for that kind of stuff. You know, again, somebody saying something. You know, I develop a thick skin, and probably being a Republican makes it that way. You know, but you have forgiven people for doing stuff that God won't forgive them for. So
and that's
again,
true. That's true. And
you know.
again, and just like that, folks, Democrats went from saying they would leave if Trump won in 2016 to calling us racist for telling them to go.
Go ahead.
Right.
See you.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. With that being said, until next week when we do this whole thing again.
God bless America.
You know, all the great folks in the Tampa Bay community, we're going to make this community better to live in.
Make this community great.
And better to be part of. So
Make the black community great.
So see you next week. Thank you.
All right,
Love
thank
you.
you. Thank you.
God bless.
Bye-bye.